all across the nation, including here in Nevada, are up for grabs. We have the latest numbers coming up this morning.
And 8 straight wins. The Vegas Golden Knights are on a sensational hot streak. See who played hero in Toronto last night.
And we have the new CSUN president, Kevin Leo Martinez, in studio to talk about his new role and journey so far.
Now, news that matters to you on campus and beyond. Live. You're watching Studio G.
Good morning and happy Wednesday. Thank you for joining us on Studio G. My name is Dominic Lavoie.
And I'm Mia Nakamura. Southern Nevadans hit the polls while braving the rain to cast their ballot. And while ballots continue to be counted, Studio G brings you the latest results. Incumbent Catherine Cortez Masto is falling 3% short against her Republican counterpart Adam Laxalt in the race for U.S. Senate. And another Republican win, Joe Lombardo is ahead nearly 5% against incumbent Steve Sisolak as of 8 a.m. this morning. While mail-in ballots continue to be counted, these results can quickly change in the coming hours.
And this election in Nevada is grabbing national attention as 2 swing districts fight for control of the Senate. These 2 neighboring districts are in a fierce competition between Representative Susie Lee and Republican April Becker. The only safe seat in either party is in Nevada's rural district, where no Democrat has ever won.
And here we are live at Washington, where the current control of Congress is at stake. There is a 1-seat lead by the Republicans with 47 seats in the U.S. Senate. The Republicans are also controlling the U.S. House with 199 seats and the Democrats having 174.
And with all the hand ballots and the different ballots going in this election results may not be known for hours today or even days here in the Valley. Candidates from both parties celebrate historic victories across the nation. Karen Sifa is on Capitol Hill with the latest.
The battle for control of Congress is coming down to just a handful of critical races. Democrats garnering enough victories across the country to stave off Republicans' pursuit of a red wave, but with several races still too close to call, both parties now clinging to hopes of winning narrow majorities in both chambers. A key win for Democrats.
I'll be the next U.S. Senator from Pennsylvania.
As Lieutenant Governor John Fetterman defeated Trump-endorsed Dr. Mehmet Oz to flip the formerly Republican-held Senate seat, giving Democrats a much-needed opportunity to maintain control of the upper chamber. The GOP also falling short on Senate races in New Hampshire and Colorado, but taking key victories in Florida, North Carolina, and Ohio, where Republican J.D. Vance defeated Democratic Senate candidate Tim Ryan.
I will never forget where I came from, and I will never forget the great people of Ohio. Thank you for this honor to serve you. I'll fight for you every day.
Control of the House, too, remains uncertain. Republicans, who expected to benefit from high inflation and historical trends, have not seen all of their anticipated victories materialize. However, GOP momentum in the closing stretch has prepared the White House for potentially governing in a divided Washington.
It is clear that we are going to take the House back.
But tight races in Arizona, Nevada, Wisconsin, and Georgia could take days, if not weeks, to be decided, leaving the balance of power in Washington up in the air. On Capitol Hill, I'm Karen Kafa.
And while we're all hanging on the edge of our seat for the final election results, for those of you who mailed in your ballot, you can now track its route with Ballot Tracks. All you need to do is go to the Nevada Ballot Tracks website, enter your name, date of birth, and zip code. If there are any issues, contact the Clark County Election Department at 702-455-VOTE. And yesterday at the ballot, it was raining, and I had to even wear a rain poncho. Whitney, tell us more about the weather yesterday.
That is right, Mia. Yesterday we did see some heavy clouds with rain. Today it is going to be a bit of a different story. Those clouds, we're going to see those clouds kind of clear out throughout the day. Currently, we do have 55 with sun and a wind speed of 11 miles per hour. Looking at our evening forecast tonight, so it looks like weather's going to be staying around in the 50s. It is going to cool down as we get into nightfall. Nothing too much to worry about. Maybe bring an extra jacket and maybe a little bit of layers today. And our Valley temperatures today are going to be 62 in Las Vegas.
Thank you for that, Whitney. Now, the story we brought to you yesterday about the Powerball lottery, it was a record-breaking lottery. We now have a winner. A single winning ticket from Southern California won that multi-billion-dollar Powerball drawing Tuesday morning. Nearly 10 hours after Monday's drawing was delayed due to problems with sales data and processing that data, that winner was announced, and that was in this rural county in California. Lotteries are continuing to urge players to check their tickets for chances of winning smaller prize money. The winner's name has not yet been released, but they have up to a year to come forward and announce themselves.
And a Meta layoff. Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg has laid off over 11,000 employees. This is due to the company's expenses rising and sales and revenue dropping. Zuckerberg said the company is making efforts to have a more lean and efficient team. He also takes full responsibility for the position that the company is now in.
And news on the Strip, the Hard Rock International announces efforts to begin hiring for the Mirage as they close its purchase of the hotel and casino. Last year, Hard Rock agreed to buy the Mirage from MGM Resorts for $1 billion. The new hirees will work for the Hard Rock team at the Mirage while the transitions are made to officially rename it the Hard Rock Casino and Hotel. If you or anyone you know is interested, applications can be found online at hardrock.com.
From one hotel to another, MGM Resorts will hold its 12th annual Salute the Troops celebration this Thursday. The event welcomes wounded in-action servicemen and women, their families, and caretakers to Las Vegas for 5 days of activities and relaxation. Celebrations kick off with the Wall of Gratitude at 2:30 p.m., where MGM Resorts employees welcome and thank those attending for their years of service.
And new housing numbers are out here in Nevada. The LVR is reporting that the median price of existing single-family homes in southern Nevada is down 2.2% from September and down from the all-time record price of $482,000 in May. The median home price is still up 7.3% from $410,000 just a year ago. And today is an extremely special day for art in the Valley. Find out why after the break.
And we'll see warmer temperatures this week. We'll tell you after the break.
This is CJ, CEO of CJ's Produce. I'm the muscle, she's the brains.
It works.
My great-grandfather acquired Brantley Estates in the early 1950s. Mama Tia is my grandmother. She was actually the first in the family to get vaccinated. I was afraid. I came up with every excuse. My grandmother got her shot. I saw how strong she was. Why can't I? CJ needs his father to show him how to become a man. So I am fully vaccinated. I have somebody counting on me, so we made the leap.
I'm an actor in an ad that was given 12 seconds to remind you that if you're high, just don't drive. Because if you feel different, you drive different. It's illegal to drive high everywhere anyway.
Welcome back and thank you for joining us. Today is Go to an Art Museum Day. As a UNLV student, you don't have to travel too far. The Marjorie Barrick Museum of Art is the only walk-through art exhibit in the Valley. So maybe in between your classes, you can stop at the museum to take in the artist's new creations.
From Art Museum Day to National First Generation Day, that was held on November 8th. And what is a better way to continue the celebration than here at UNLV with their First Gen Week? Under the theme, Tell Me Your First Gen Story and I Have a First Gen Story, UNLV is set to celebrate and honor first generation students, staff, and faculty. There will be a first generation breakfast this morning at 10 a.m. at the Richard Tam Alumni Center. Space is limited and RSVPs are recommended through the UNLV website. And the UNLV Food Pantry is teaming up with the Rebel football team to help those in need. Fans are encouraged to bring non-perishable items to Allegiant Stadium during the Rebels versus Fresno State game on Friday night. Drop-off bins will be located in Lot C along the north and southwest entrances of the stadium.
And last night, the Vegas Golden Knights finished up their bit of a Canada trip against the Toronto Maple Leafs, and this one was another tight game for the VGK. It's been a trend for them. They entered this one never having won a game in Toronto, and this one was back and forth all night. You see here, Nick Waugh opened the scoring for Vegas in the first period, cleaning up a rebound in the goal crease, and then moving forward later on in that period, Jack Eichel, he finishes off a bit of a broken play late in that period. 2-1 Vegas now, and then a quick 2 goals puts Vegas down 3-2. But as you see there, Riley Smith, he finishes off a one-timer late, or just about midway through the third period to tie the game. And Riley Smith, again, you're seeing there, in on a breakaway, he roofs a backhander over the goaltender, lifting Vegas over the Maple Leafs in overtime and giving the Golden Knights their 8th win in a row and their first in the 6.
We're enjoying every minute of it. It's tough to go on the road for a really long time, but I think we're doing a good job being with each other, having fun, and experiencing, this tough part of the season all together, but kind of rolling with the punches and finding ways to win games.
UNLV volleyball starts their road trip in California tomorrow as they take on the San Diego State Aztecs. The Rebels beat New Mexico in their last game on Saturday, and they head into San Diego hoping to extend their incredible 13-game win streak. UNLV volleyball currently ranks 21st in the NCAA Women's Volleyball RPI. And they also got some good news this week that Isabel Martin was named Mountain West Offensive Player of the Week for the second week in a row.
And now, this is Studio G weather.
All right, and we are taking a look up at Mount Charleston this morning after the freshly fallen snow, about 5 inches we got up there. Today is a bit different, clear skies. Those clouds are going to start clearing out. It's going to be mostly sunny with a clear night. And our 7-day forecast, looking like we're going to be warming up at the end, going into next week in the 60s, but for this week we are going to be staying in cooler temperatures. That's all I have. Let's get back to Dom and Mia at the desk.
Thank you for that, Whitney. There's a state of emergency in Florida. Tropical storm Nicole is intensifying and is forecasted to be the first hurricane to strike the United States this late in nearly 40 years. The rare November storm is bringing life to a grinding halt in the Sunshine State as people along its east coast brace for impact. CNN reporter Ivan Rodriguez has more.
The threat of a direct strike from a Category 1 hurricane has triggered mandatory evacuations in Florida's Palm Beach and Volusia counties Wednesday morning.
This incoming storm is a direct threat to both property and life. A low category hurricane or even a tropical storm will cause more damage than usual due to the weakened infrastructure we have. If you were impacted with flooding from Hurricane Ian, then you can expect to be impacted by this upcoming storm as well.
People still struggling to recover from Hurricane Ian's deadly wrath a mere 6 weeks ago are having a hard time coping with the new threat Nicole brings.
We've lived in this house and in this neighborhood for 30 years, and we've been through quite a few hurricanes here. We've never seen anything like what Ian did. To think about water getting back in our house now is like...
Orlando International Airport is ceasing all commercial operations beginning at 4 p.m. Wednesday until circumstances permit operations to resume. The airport in Melbourne is closing 2 hours earlier.
We're going to have a very large area of impacts.
Several school districts are now closed Wednesday and Thursday, with Nicole expected to strike land near Melbourne overnight Wednesday into Thursday.
We all need to be mindful, however, that the storm's track remains uncertain. It could still shift north or south as it reaches closer to Florida.
And for more information about the storm and how you can help, go to floridahousing.org.
And from a national election to university ones, we have the new student body president with us today when we return from Studio G.
I felt accomplished after I got my diploma. Made me feel that I could take on whatever challenges life throws at you.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
If you're an ally of this community, speak out. There are more of us together than apart, and so they need you to stand with them.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Dear moms and dads, we know it's not always been easy, and it's been a lot of hard work. What you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures. It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas. Everything I do it for you. Mom, love you always. No, it's true. Everything I do it for
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
It's going to take more than just us. It's going to take the community, the world, to help us make a change.
From intern to student body president, Kevin Leon Martinez was named the new president of CSUN following the recent recognition of Isaac Hernandez and his executive board. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
And I know you were sworn in on Monday. Can you kind of tell me how that kind of transition came about?
Yes, so the former president of CSUN resigned effective last Friday, and within the same day, our vice president immediately sent her resignation letter effective immediately as well. So as per our constitution and bylaws procedure, the Senate president, which I was at the time, was the third in line to become president, and then we had the Senate meeting on Monday. So I chaired that meeting as Senate president just to make sure nothing goes wrong, and then after that meeting adjourned, I was sworn in as president, and then the SPPT that was picked during the meeting was also sworn in as Senate president.
And you were named in the email that the previous president kind of sent out to the whole student body. How did you kind of feel about that?
At first, I was very shocked, basically just because the email was sent during a Senate meeting where all the senators were united and just discussing citizen business. But after some thorough thinking back and just taking it back, I realized that sometimes people act on emotions. They have tunnel vision and they just press a button. So I could understand why such action might have been taken. I do not agree that such action would have been taken by the CSUN president, but I see why it might have happened. But overall, I was hurt. But I don't like to hold grudges. I grew up from them. So that's basically how I am right now.
And how are you going to kind of take these grudges that you have, that you don't have, and kind of make this year a fantastic year for the students?
Yeah, so I feel like the email alone kind of hindered CSUN's image to the student body. It gave the wrong impression of who we are and what we do as student government. So I feel like through the rest of this session, myself and my administration are going to work very tirelessly to repair that image and to show the students what CSUN is actually about. We're not just drama, we're not just gossip, we're actually hardworking students that are here to help the student body.
And what are kind of some things that you are going to do for the students, like activities, events, things like that?
Yes, so for one, I want CSUN to be more engaged with the student body. I have plans to kind of revamp a little bit our marketing department to provide more merchandise for students, because who doesn't like free stuff? But overall, as a student, as a senator, since last year, I've been working with now Senate President Ferguson and a few students to help to provide free period product to student body. I'm glad to say that we're at the final stages of that. We're going to be able to provide dispensers for free period products in the SU and the lead library, and we're working to potentially implement that throughout campus as well. So I'm really excited about that. Another project that I've been working on is to bring back the DACA renewal clinic and immigration clinic that happened, I believe, last semester. Former Senate President Peña led that, and after she graduated, I talked to her to potentially bring it back just because it has such a popularity and such an impact within the community. So I feel like those are the two biggest projects that I'm taking, and I feel like as student body president, I'll be able to make it easier and further now that I have this stage basically to work on.
And as a student of UNLV, I'm personally really excited to see where you'll take your new presidency from. And now let's go to break.
Hi. Can I get the now bar, please?
No problem. $1.
Have a good one.
Got it.
Hi, can I get a now bar, please?
$1.
Thanks.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey.
Hey, let me get a now bar.
Sure. $1.
Appreciate you.
You got it.
How's it going? Can I get a now bar?
Hey, stop right there! Get down on the ground out of your spot right there! Come on, over your head!
I grew up sitting on the pharmacy counter reading the Wall Street Journal. I didn't become a pharmacist. I married one.
It was a while before we could roll out the vaccines.
The person first on the wait list never got to take the vaccine. He wound up contracting COVID and passed away. It is frustrating when I see people spreading misinformation. We make sure that people have accurate information so they make their own decision. We share life together. We're all a family.
Do you want to meet a family with a transgender kid? Here we are. Max loves to do backflips. Max loves to play his ukulele. Max loves to just be a kid and just be himself. When I found out I was pregnant, all I really wanted was a happy, healthy, whole child. And that's what I got. I think it's really important for people to know that trans kids don't have a political agenda. They are just kids. Like any parent, we love our kids unconditionally, and we will never stop fighting for them. Stand with us. Protect our families.
A new shopping spot is opened up in downtown Las Vegas. It's called Akin Cooperative, and it's just one of the latest stores to open in downtown. The new shop is a space where small business owners can sell their products to the public. You can buy all kinds of items like local clothing, ceramics, and jewelry. This Sunday, they are holding a candle making workshop at 4 p.m.
And travel to Sam's Town Winter Wonderland returns to its Mystical Falls Park this holiday season. The famous Winter Wonderland will be returning on November 23rd and will go through January 1st, 2023. It will feature more than 26,000 points of lights and an 18-foot decorated Christmas tree. Performances are expected to run every hour from 2 to 10 p.m. Even Santa will be there and available at Winter Wonderland beginning on November 25th, Fridays through Sundays.
And from sleigh bells to hell's bells, according to multiple posts found on social media, a new metal festival is headed for the Las Vegas Festival grounds in May of next year. It's called Sick New World, and the only piece of information we have on the concert is that there is a sign up for pre-sale tickets for one day on May 23rd, 2023. We will continue to follow this story for more updates on this rockin' good time once they come out.
Dom, can I tell you, I don't even know what I'm gonna do in May. Like, what am I gonna do even after this class?
I'm not sure what I'm gonna be doing in May, but I know I have to go to French class, and that's
after
gonna
this?
Yeah, I have an exam.
Tell me a little French.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Dominique Lavoie. Elle s'appelle Mia.
What does that mean?
I said, hi, my name is Dominique Lavoie. Her name is Mia. Pretty.
Gracias.
I don't know how to say you're welcome in French. I'm still working on the French, but I don't even know how to say thank or Mercy is thank you.
Mercy.
Must-see.
I heard you had a test.
Yeah, it's not going to be a good time, but
hey, you did great.
yeah, I mean, we always manage here on Studio G. Thank you all for joining us once again. We'll be back here same time, same place tomorrow.